Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of It's a Ootsy Thing and What's for Supper. Tonight I'm doing something a little bit different. This is Tuesday, and I do Taco Tuesday. I just always have. And it's really not just tacos. I shouldn't call it Taco Tuesday necessarily. I just usually do some type of a Mexican food on Tuesday nights. So what I'm doing tonight is a low-carb Mexican bake. And the first thing that I'm going to do is brown my hamburger meat. In with my hamburger meat, I'm going to add probably about a half a cup of chopped onion to this hamburger meat. That just helps give it a good flavor. I always like to add onion whenever I'm frying hamburger meat. So that's what I'm doing first. What's nice about this supper and preparing this meal, it's in one dish, so you're not going to have a lot of cleanup. So we will get started on this. I do have the vegetables that I'm going to use. I've got lettuce, green onions, and a tomato soaking in my kitchen sink. I've cleaned it out really good, and I put water and vinegar in there, and that cleans the vegetables really good. So I've got those soaking while I'm frying my meat. I try to make my meals just as easy as I possibly can. Sometimes I like to do a little bit more, a little bit extra, but for the most part, on a weekly night basis, I like it to be as easy and as little cleanup as I possibly can. Which that's the way this meal is going to be. It's going to be easy with very little cleanup. I am doing this in a cast iron skillet. And it's all going to stay in this cast iron skillet even when I put it in the oven. As you can also see back here, I've got some bread rising, ready to go in the oven. I'm getting prepared for our Connect group tomorrow night. And so I'm making some fresh bread. So it's going to go in the oven here in just a few minutes. While my hamburger is frying, I'm going to go ahead and start on the next step, which is, again, very easy. In a bowl, I'm going to mix about a half of a container. This is 24 ounces, so 12 ounces of this cottage cheese. To that cottage cheese, I'm going to add 1 can of Rotel or diced tomatoes and green chilies if you don't use the Rotel brand. Just going to stir that together. And then I'm going to add about a cup of shredded Monterey Jack cheese in with that cottage cheese and Rotel. So is it still cold where you all live? What is the weather like there? It has still been very cold today. The sun did come out, and I think it may have reached, let me ask my husband, what did the temperature reach today? He's looking. We reached 32. So the snow that we got yesterday that was just a dusting. It's pretty much all gone, except for in the shaded areas. So at least it's warming up just a little bit. I did have to get out of my house and go to the grocery store, and I didn't like that. Okay, so our hamburger meat is all fried, and I just made a mess. I'm going to go ahead and shut that heat off, and I'm going to drain the little dab of grease off of this hamburger meat. I'm just going to get a paper towel and soak that off of there. That handle is just a little bit hot. So I'm going to use a towel. I'm just going to tip my skillet up so that little dab of grease, I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Just tip that up. There is very little grease in this meat. That's one thing I like about that beef that we just had processed. It's really been nice. It does not have hardly any grease in the hamburger at all. I fixed a roast Sunday. It was delicious. Okay, I'm going to throw that away. Now I'm just going to, I need to get my oven turned on. I need to put my bread in the oven, and I'm going to set my oven on 425. All I really need is just to warm the cottage cheese up that's going to be on top of this. So I won't leave it in a real long time. Since I've not done this before, so I'm not sure how long I will put it in there. But I'm just going to use the same oven temperature that I'm using for my bread. So I do want to add some salt and pepper. Well, that's not all I'm adding. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper to my meat. And then I make my own taco seasoning. So I'm just going to add some taco seasoning to the meat. I'm just about to forget all my ingredients and I'm needing to put in there. I'm just throwing meat all over the place. Okay, I'm going to sprinkle my taco seasoning in there. And I also had some kidney beans left from the taco salad that I did here a couple weeks ago, and I've just had them in the refrigerator, and I need to get those used up. They should be fine. I'm going to add that to my meat mixture. All right, now then, I've got everything in there that I need. Now I will add this cottage cheese mixture on top. It's just a half a container of cottage cheese, or 12 ounces of cottage cheese, a can of Rotel, and some shredded cheese. On top of that, I'm going to add some more shredded cheese. Just sprinkle some shredded cheese over the top of that. Now, if you didn't want it to be low carb, You could serve this over chips, or you could even use some tortillas and put this in the tortillas, whichever you prefer. But we're going to go low carb. All right, we are going to go in the oven, 425. I'm going to guess 20 to 30 minutes. While that is baking in the oven, I'm going to get my vegetables chopped up. Okay, we have our low carb taco bake out of the oven and ready to add all the stuff to it. And let's see how it turns out. I've not made this before, so I'll do the taste test in front of y'all. I don't know why it wouldn't be good. Okay, so this is basically, you can add anything to this like you would add to your tacos. So I am adding what we would normally add to our tacos. So I'm just going to top it with some tomatoes, some green onions. I've chopped up a little bit of lettuce. I'm going to add some sour cream to this. This is all low carb, so you can have you a low carb supper. And some salsa. Okay, let's see how it tastes. Okay, here's the taste test. I'm thinking it's going to be just like tacos. That's good. That is really, really good. That cottage cheese on there really adds a nice flavor to it. And like I said, you could, if you wanted to put this on top of chips or have your tortillas and put this in the tortillas, that would be yummy as well. But if you're wanting to do something low carb like we are tonight, well, this works perfect as well. So try this. It's really good. So I'll review what I did. I just browned up a pound of ground hamburger meat. I put an onion in there while it was frying. Once that was fried, I drained the grease off, and I added my taco seasoning that I make myself. Now you can just use a packet if you like to use packets, whichever you prefer. So I put that in my meat. On top of that, I had 12 ounces of cottage cheese, about a cup of shredded Colby Jack cheese, and 1 can of Rotel. I mixed that all together. Then I layered that on top of my meat. And I then put some more shredded cheese on the top of the cottage cheese mixture. I put that in the oven for 20 minutes. Got it out. It is bubbly. It is yummy. Has all the flavors in it. Oh, I did add some kidney beans to my meat. About forgot to tell you that. But you don't have to do that. I just happened to have them in my refrigerator and needed to get them used up. And then to that, I just added my taco toppings. Lettuce, onions, tomatoes, sour cream, and salsa. And it is yummy. So I hope that you'll try this. And I hope this was an added feature with it being low carb. So give it a shot and let me know what you're having for supper. And remember, enjoy your meal. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. I would really appreciate it. Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow on our next episode of What's for Supper?